The sun's out, the birds are chirping. It was a cold night, but it's a splendid and pleasing morning here. It's cold, but I'm happy. This is it. Welcome to Himachal's best kept secret, Shangar. I'm sitting in my favorite corner of this little cabin. It's a beautiful, beautiful place, and I don't know how many times I've said that for a lot of places, but right from where I'm staying, the rooms, right as you enter, the window is overlooking the sunrise every morning. There's a fireplace inside the room. There's a small little dressing area or whatever, I don't know, which I haven't ever used in my life. Apart from the room, when you come out, the view, it's beautiful. You can see a lot of the big peaks from here. Right here in the living room, as the light shines over this roof, it's just beautiful. It's been 3-4 days since I've been here, and I have now gotten into the mood to record something because I have just been taking in the place. And I'm just so glad that I stumbled upon this place. So let me tell you a bit about this place. I am in Shangar. It's in Sanj Valley, which is itself part of the entire Kullu Valley as a whole. Whenever you're going from Mandi to Ort, you don't take the Ort tunnel. Instead, you take the Lohadi bridge, which then leads you to Sanj. Then you enter the region of the Great Himalayan National Park, which is ironically where I am. So there's a couple of guest houses in the same region. One is in a place called Ropa. Beautiful, beautiful place. When I went there and I tried to make accommodation for myself there, they suggested that I come to Shangar actually, because the views from here are even better. And I got on the bike, rode some crazy roads, laden with ice in most parts, with muck in some parts, and just gravel in others. There's no road actually, and I just trudged my way here on my bike, and my little Himalayan didn't give up. There's a little village around here, and it's beautiful. Like I said, it's peaceful, it's quiet, and there's nobody here. That's the best part. I mean, this part of Himachal is hidden for a reason, because it's not easily accessible in the first place. Second place, it's not got its limelight, and I'm thankful for that. So, let me take you through my day. What I'm up to, what I see, what I eat, tell you a bit about the people here, the beautiful surroundings of mine, and introduce you to my favorite company. So let's do it. Shangar awaits you. Mornings in Shangar begin with hues that I'd never seen before. The sun would rise patiently through the thick cover of deodar, slowly melting away the leftover snow in the process. Soon, you'd hear the village come to life with the thumps of dogs' paws on the wooden floor. Walking in half sleep, I would often open the front door of the cabin, wishing a heartfelt good morning to Ash and Annie. Jittering in the winter cold, I would put on more layers, and accompanied by my newfound friends, we'd walk up to the open grounds in the forest, eager for the day's first sunbathing session. Soon, it's time for breakfast. I would happily sit at the corner of the lodge, facing the vast, endless wilderness, munching mindlessly. Ash would happily give me company for this time of the day, as that meant he'd get some leftovers, apparently the only thing Ash seemed to live for. And once the food was over, he'd go back to living the perfect dog's life. After satiating my stomach, it's time for a nice, pleasing walk to the main attraction of the village, the stunning Shangar meadow. And by pleasing, I mean a tasking 3 to 4 kilometer hike through the mountains. I'd often have some company for the hike. Mr. Laganchand, the caretaker of the cabin, would happily accompany me till about halfway, and then continue on his way home, leaving Ash and me to continue on our little expedition. Huffing and panting under the morning sun, I finally reached the meadow grounds. And boy, oh boy, what a sight it is. Look how massive this meadow is. It's crazy. One human seems like a tiny speck of ant on this. I'm not sure if you can see the people walking, but they just seem insignificant. It was just an easy, like a 20-minute hike. But yeah, quite the place. There's a little temple here. I'll see if that's open. The meadow leads to the towering Shangchul Mahadev temple, and that's where I headed. With Ash leading the way through golden hued fields on both sides, I found my way to the 3-tiered temple structure. According to the locals, it was reconstructed in 1998 after the old one was burnt in a fire. The height of Shangchul Mahadev will surely leave you in awe. Oh, and not to forget the extravagant wood carvings on its entrance. And if you are coming here, take a walk through the scarce lanes of the village around. You will surely meet some loving faces here. Back at the cabin, the sun is right over my head. And you know what? That calls for a second sunbathing session for the day. You see, due to its location, Shangar doesn't enjoy abundant sun in winters. That means you've got to literally suck all the warmth from the sun whenever you can. All this lying in the sun makes me kinda hungry. But first, it's time for a regular grocery run. Let's do it. This is the Shangad village. Came here to get a few of my groceries, but as you can see, the shop's unguarded here. There's no one here.
155 हो गए ऊपर ही रह गया रेस्ट के वहाँ है वहाँ कौन है खाना बनाने वाला
वो है ना चौकीदार है ना लगन जी Okay, so a happy Pahadi meal and a short nap later, I'm raring to be out in the wilderness again. So a few locals suggested a scenic spot a few kilometers from here where there's a waterfall. And I thought, what's not to like? A refreshing afternoon out in the forest, a waterfall, enough thinking. So I cranked the engine of my bike and off I went to ride through some unbelievable backcountry trails of this valley. So I just reach the spot and park the bike, and I come across this huge tree full of iron items. This means it's a spot of Zehar Devta, and people often come here with iron offerings for their Devta. There's a nice little brook running through the dense jungle, and this timid old wooden bridge is where I start this adventurous quest. I find a nice shady spot on the ridge overlooking the flowing stream, so I just sit there, munch on some peanuts, take in the beauty that surrounds me, and just give in to nature's music. Soon, I start feeling the evening cold as the sun moves away from the valley. And just as I put my gloves on and get ready to jump on the bike, a small shepherd's dog comes running at me for some loving. And like every local Pahari, even comes to see me off. Back at the cabin, you really can feel the evening kick in. There's a lot of movement of the locals coming back from work, the kids playing in the distant fields, and of course, evening is the best time for the neighbors' children to kill their boredom with a good old session of mocking me.
आपके मुंडके के ऊपर है ना मैं क्लास हूँ उसके ऊपर
क्लास बताओ क्लास
है ना आपके मुंडके के ऊपर है क्लास नहीं यहाँ पर है आपके मुंडके के ऊपर है
क्या है?
मेरा स्कूल ना यहाँ पर है आपके
As the sun begins to tuck behind the forested slopes, a nice long evening walk is just what's needed to suck in every last bit of warmth. Fresh with the day's gossips, the local children accompany us for a walk. Just on a random trail with some local children. It's a beautiful, beautiful backcountry trail packed with exquisite views from all around. On the left, there's a dense forest, and if you stop for a while, you can hear the leaves rustling, the wind through the leaves. Beautiful place. The greens, the blues, the breeze, evenings are just so magical here in Shangarh. Once the sun has set, our attention switches to dinner. The caretaker here, being the kind man that he is, prepares some crazy Pahadi food for us with the groceries that we got him. All that's left to do then is light the amber, get a nice fire going, and gather around it like moths to a flame. I remember when I started planning for this trip, I sat on Google Earth for hours and hours trying to find a discreet place, away from anywhere I'd been before. And when I came across Sanj Valley, I thought this was it. As a part of the Great Himalayan National Park, I imagined how raw this place would be. But I couldn't fathom how insanely beautiful it would be too. I spent over a week here, in a place where the warmth of the sun is as scarce as the internet, where collecting your firewood for the night is the most important task. A place where endless trails lead onto endless spots, each more serene than the last one. Shangarh completely blew me away. Look out for the next episode where I introduce you to the people of this beautiful village. Until then, keep finding your silence and stories.